Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Anytime you get to watch it, is your brother and friend Jojo of Demons Media. I stumbled upon this video from His Excellency President of Nigeria, President Tinubu, and I thought it makes sense for us to judge on this one. The reason why I thought it makes sense for us to judge on this one is, as fellow citizens, we have the right to question, we have the right to push, we have the right to assess things that are happening and make certain pronouncements in a very decent way, very respectfully. So I want us to watch this short video. Now, this is the part that I want us to talk about. So let's just watch this one and let us judge on it. Now I'll have my take, and then you can have your take in the comment box as well. Let's just watch this.
I had promised to reform the economy for the long-term good by fighting major imbalances that has plagued our economy. Ending the subsidy and the preferential exchange rate system were key to this fight. This fight is to define the fate and future of our nation. Much is imbalance. Thus, the effect in our economy immensely profited a tiny elite, the elite of the elite, you might call them. As we move to fight the flaws in the economy, the people who grow rich from them predictably will fight back through every means necessary. But we are ready. Our economy is going through a tough patch, and you are being hurt by it, I know. The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses are struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were, I would have taken that route, as I came here to help, not to hurt the people and the nation that I love so dearly. What I can offer in the immediate is to reduce the burden of current economic situation, which has imposed on all of us, most especially on businesses, the working class, and most vulnerable among us. Already, the federal government is working closely with states and local governments to implement interventions that will cushion the pains of our people across socio-economic brackets.
Welcome back. As we could see, the president, when you watch the video from the beginning, i.e. before I cut this part, he was talking about structures that they are trying to put in place, the strategies that they are trying to use to grow the economy, to make life a bit simple and better for everyone in the country. Fantastic. We love that. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We do appreciate this. There is a but. Your party was in power 8 years ago. So let's say you didn't have or you didn't hold any position of authority, so you could not well and truly be part of the major decision makings. We get it. But still, we will blame you because it was your party that was in power. With all of these being said, let's now go on to what the president said. Now, you're talking about the fact that the economy is going through a patch, and you feel the people are feeling it. You understand. Understanding people's feelings is one thing, and feeling the people's feelings with them is another. It looks as if, Mr. President, you step out of your empathy. And then secondly, you went on to say you wish there's something that you could do, but in this situation there is nothing that you could do. That was a very sad statement to hear from you, because I believe you came to power by telling us that there are some things that are not done right, some things that are not going on right, and you are the man to fix them. So if you are the man to fix them, and now you coming to us to tell us that there is nothing that can be done, I'm sorry to say this, Mr. President, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Mr. President, as you came into power, the economy has not grown up to the predicted figures that it was meant to have grown. 4 point something. It's now growing at 3 point something, Mr. President. The inflation has not come down as it's supposed to. Exchange rate is beating us left, right, center. What are you doing about it? Should we still hold you up to say that there is nothing that can be done? So if there is nothing that can be done, and at the end of your address you said you need to go back to work to make sure that all these things that you were saying had come to pass, then what exactly are you doing? Should we take everything that you say as political rhetoric and so therefore you're just talking, or we should take your word for it? Mr. President, once again, before you came into power as the president, it was your party that was in power, right? And there were certain things that has plagued Nigeria, our beloved country, for a very long time, and we don't see you doing anything about it. That is not fair. I don't think that is the reason why we gave you the mandate. You came to us and said you know how to fix these things. You have the politicians and the men to fix these things. We're not feeling that. Now, as you came in to serve, we'd expect you that somewhere along the line, you need to set the pace. What will it take if you reduce salaries of the political elite that you are ruling the country with? Will that help? What will it take if you start slashing down some of their benefits? Because the people came in to serve now, Mr. President. Once again, we want the economy to grow. As I said, Nigeria is full of intelligent people, hardworking and resilient people. Should we take that for granted? Very creative. Should we take those qualities for granted? Are we supposed to be taken for granted because we will talk and talk and talk and we let it slide? That's our resilience setting in. That's our push on attitude setting in. Should we be taking advantage of that because this is how we are? Now, our resilience and our hard working and push on not giving up attitude is become a blessing and a curse. A blessing because we keep on going. A curse because we are being taken advantage of all the time. Because our politicians and our leaders have gotten to know that no matter what, they will rise up and push on and still get things done. And we the citizens as well, we have a part to play. If we don't want to be taken advantage of, then we need to play our part appropriately as it's supposed to be played. It's very easy for us to point fingers at politicians and call them corrupt. But how corrupt are we as well? We are as corrupt as them. We are. And to fix this, we need to fix ourselves. Now, one of the things, how do we grow our economy in the midst of insecurity? Once somebody's going to say, oh, that happens in the northern part of Nigeria is part of Nigeria. Eastern part of Nigeria is still part of Nigeria. South and the west, they are all part of Nigeria. It's one country. So what are we doing about the insecurities? How are the multi-billion-dollar companies going to come into Nigeria to come and invest for employment, for the youth to get something to do? In the midst of insecurity, let us be real. Let us be a bit empathetic. Would you do it if you're the one with that kind of money? I don't think you would do it. So insecurity, Mr. President, is plague us like something. What are you doing about it? It looks as if things are getting worse. And you will come up with figures and stuff like that to convince us that, oh, things are getting better, but we can't see it. You, the one, and your people are the ones that can see the difference. We can't. Or your core supporters. But it's not only your core supporters that are in this country. You have the opposition, and we are Nigerians as well. We have every right to be treated the way we ought to be treated. Let's put that one aside. Let's bring in energy crisis. How long have we had the energy crisis going on, Mr. President? Since you were, or ever since you had become a politician, it has been there. And somebody once again will say, oh, some places have stable electricity. It's not supposed to be some places. It's supposed to be everywhere. Why must I push myself to establish my business, my factory, in a place where there is consistent electricity? Whereas my raw materials are coming from elsewhere. And at the end of the day, how do we produce things and sell them in a reasonable prices when I have to set my factory at a particular place because of electricity? Get my materials from a far away place where I could have set my factory up at the place where I can easily get raw materials, so that production cost will be less, so that the market value of that which I am producing will be less. But in this case, because I'm resilient and because I don't give up, I still set up the factory where the electricity is. But I'm gonna have to put on the whole cost, and then in the end is the buyer, is the consumer who bears this whole thing. At the same time, the economy is not growing the way it ought to grow. So now who is really feeling it? People that are supposed to buy the stuff are supposed to be 100 million, but I'm only getting 3,000. So in the end, I'm going to shut down the factory. So you get where I'm coming from. We are tired of hearing politicians blame their predecessors. Oh, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. It's because they did not do those things, and hence we voted for you. We needed a change. We needed somebody who knew or who knows how to do things. We needed somebody. I don't even get it. When political parties are in a position, they have all the solutions, they have all the strategies, they have all the men to do whatever it is that is supposed to be done to make the citizens comfortable. As soon as they step into power, they seem to have lost it. They don't know what to do any longer. We're getting tired of this. With all of these things being said, how do we do this in a way that will help? The citizens will have a part to play. The politicians have a part to play. If we cannot be truthful to ourselves, and we the voters as well need to ask ourselves, why are we voting for such a person? Is it because the person has a certain level of influence or has money, and so therefore the person is fit to lead us? When the person's level of intelligence isn't well and truly there, why are we voting for this person? Are we able to? We can't even assess this person any longer. The moment we vote them into office, we can't assess them any longer. And if we can't assess them any longer, they are not feeling that which we are feeling. Let us focus on our country. Let us focus on building our country. And I get somebody's going to say, you keep on ranting, you don't even know how things are going. Yes, we don't know how things are going. But what we can see is that things are not going right. The youth are bleeding. We are crying of crimes. What do you expect them? I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it is all right for people to commit crimes. But at the end of the day, what do you do when you have so much time on your hands and it's not being used productively? What do you do? What do you do? What breaks me is that it's such a marvelous and amazing country, has enormous potential. It has been there before. It was called Giants of Africa. Yeah, we still always use the Giants of Africa to flex and stuff, but well and truly are we? Some of my people are calling it we are giant because of the population. Well and truly not because of production. The president is also saying, what do we produce? I get it. How easy it is to start a business and to grow it. What are the incentives that they put in place to help new starters that start business? How is the tax system? How is the security system? How are all these things being put together to coordinate and to and help calibration and navigation as a new startup? We have a lot to do. But Mr. President, I'm sorry, once again, we're going to be blaming you. Hold your appointees to the highest standard. Push them to do that which you appointed them to do. And let us feel the impact. Up until then, we just go to... I listen to you a lot. And sometimes you said you don't go on social media any longer because you are abused. We are on social media. Since we cannot have access to you, that is our only means that we can vent. That is our only way that we can vent. So if you don't want to go there, we get it. But get somebody to go out there that can hear us. Hear the things that we have to say, and let these things that we have had to say, look into them as to what can I do to make things better. At the moment, Mr. President, we are not feeling how we're supposed to feel. We are kind of highly disappointed. The people here in Europe build houses and have businesses over there, yet they can't come. I'll give you this example. I visited Nigeria a couple of times, and I remember one time I flew from where I am to Lagos, spent a night. The following morning by road we went to Benin. The third day we to Delta, from Delta back to Benin, on road from Benin back to Lagos by road. And when I came back and I was sharing, I was super excited. But someone like, you did all these things? Are you not afraid? Insecurity. Why should it be so? and it tarnishes the image. It affects the tourism department, because right now when you go on, whether we like it or not, majority of the Gen X and the Gen Zs, they live in the cyber, on the cyber. That is where they find their information from. So if they're going to be going out there and all what they're going to be finding is negative all the time, Mr. President is not good for business. Mr. President is not going to help the economic growth. Mr. President, it's not going to help. Let us do what we need to do to fix things. Once again, for the fourth time in this video, you said you could do it. We trusted you. We gave you the mandate. Please fulfill it. Do that which you got to do. Telling us that you wish there is something to be done, but there isn't nothing, that isn't what we expect from you. Saying that you understand what we're going through, that isn't what we want to hear from you. We need to go through with you, but because we've given you so much perks and we've given you so much advantage, we've given you, taking care of you, for you to live like a king, and so therefore you are beginning to well and truly subject us to this pain. We can't take it for the next 2-3 years to come before we go to the pool and possibly vote you out of power. Do something. Do something. Do that which you said you could do. Do something. By the end of the day, I'm sitting out here ranting and somebody's going to say, what are you doing? But still, this is my take.